Okie doke. Howdy there, folks. This is Ambiguous Influence returning with the Pillars of Eternity randomized build playthrough. Gotten over, had a really nasty cold last week, so wasn't able to do much. But finally getting over that on the tail end of it, and gonna get back into some pillars. So today we're gonna start off by heading over to Defiance Bay, into the tail end of Act 2 and siding with a faction. Actually, before that, let me check to see if there's any of the bounties here, because I don't know if those carry over once we do Part 2 of the White March. Interesting new bounties. Disciples of the True Flame. It's a group of dragon cultists. I know it sounds bizarre. I didn't believe it myself until I heard they torched an outpost north of Maiden Falls. For cleaning a nest of worms, they said. Last I heard, they may camp near Longwatch Falls. They shouldn't be hard to spot. And Old Dunnard Hunting Lodge. Adams with too much time and money, they travel around hunting monsters for sport. But they leave a mess of wrecked property and dead bodies, Kith I mean, in their wake. They've been charged with murder and general mischief in Defiance Bay, New Hamar, and a dozen other towns in between. Someone saw them hunting in Russetwood, so you might look for them there. Okay.
Hey.
Because yeah, I don't know if these bounties carry over into Part 2 of the White March, so I do want to, just try my hand at them. Because, basically once you leave Stalwart here and go back into the Deerwood, once you rest out in the Deerwood, it triggers an event flag that begins Part 2 of the White March. In certain things in Stalwart change, and I don't know if the bounty offers survive that change. So, want to see if I can get this just to make sure. Okay, got something new to build. Let's go for the Botanical Gardens.
Hey.
I did check in between streams for the little helmet quest that you have where you gather the helmet together. And it's behind a door in the battery that we just cannot open with our mechanics. So I'm not really going to bother with it. There ain't nowhere you can actually buy rights of Hidden Wonders to up your mechanic skill. Those are just apparently just random drops. So that's just what I'm gonna say. Oh well. Okay. Ooh, wizards. Interesting. And a cipher. So let's do the old backy-uppy. This could have gone far better. But so goes life. Oh god, they're all wizards. Huh. You do a knockdown. Yeah, most of these guys do be wizards. Have you head towards him. You're doing that. Actually, we'll have Haravius bring down his... There's the storm. Have Clarence heal himself.
My mind feels sharper than a book.
And for the most part, just gonna do a focus fire. Oh wow, I've really gone through my spells. I should have gone back and rested. Yeah, well. Have him bring in one of the phantoms. Okay, go like that. You head down here. You two focus fire on the spell sword. You as well, Haravius. Oh. Haravius. Oh, you're stuck and confused. That would be why. Okay, wizard is down. Zawa. Do the flagellant's path once more. Beautiful. Step away from the confused kitty man. Okay, you're back, Haravius. Vidir use another knockdown just for fun. Oh, that's what you'd like to see.
You're not getting through me.
Okay, and just finish this fella off. Alrighty. One moment. Okay. Okay, nothing good in the weather grimoires.
Hey.
And got his head. So let's head back to town to actually rest and regain our resources before we head over to Longwatch Falls for the dragon cultists. Aloth was able to successfully reach the rabble-rousers and warn them in time for their escape. Lord Brynregar's lands lie abandoned, but no blood has been shed. Okay.
Hey.
Head into the inn. Go get our rest.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can a top quality bear?
And back out to adventure. Howdy there. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you had a good weekend.
Oh, my hands do not look like that. Whoa.
We're just finishing up some bounties in the White March before heading back to Defiance Bay to finish up Act 2. So somewhere on this map there are now some dragon cultists, which I believe, if my memory serves me anywhere near correctly, is going to be, I believe, some barbarians. Probably there's going to be a priest in the mix. Maybe a druid? I do not particularly remember this fight, so we'll find out. first we gotta find him.
Keeping an eye out.
Maybe I should go into scouting mode, because that way once I do find him, it's not an instant aggro. Put it in fast mode. Come on, folks. They were in Longwash Falls, right? Yep, Longwash Falls. Okay, we'll try up here.
Zawa is ready.
So I'll just switch back
Hey.
to blunt for the time being. Oh, yeah, I think they're at the little camp. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, some barbarians, some druids, priest. Okay, yeah, I kind of called it. Yep, radius from caster. Well, first, let's get them going on in. Let's focus fire the priest for a start off. Oh yeah, they even got an R-Dragon there. Okay, now have him bring that in. Y'all focus the priest. Okay, good, he brought the storm in. Against them. Okay, Adair, you're not currently doing anything. Let's get you into a fight. Oh, Adair is confused and charmed.
My mind will start to steam.
Okay, our dragon's down. Take out the druid. Please and thank you. Summon the phantom. You take the barbarian. You take the Hydorn. Adair, go back. Please knock down the barbarian. And just the phantom attack barbarian. God, that lightning spell is deliciously broken. I say this, but there is a encounter early in Act 3 where you come across just like a pack of feral druids, and they can potentially use multiple instances of that spell on your party, which is just as fun as it sounds.
Hey. Ready when you are.
As in, it is not. And it stun locks you. And I remember it vividly. Okay, let's turn those bounties in. And also check the little assignment that popped to the waterline. After traveling north from Godhammer Citadel, Maneha arrived in the Raid-Saren port city of Benholt. Several of the pirates had landed there and sold much of their stolen booty. Tips and rumors from merchants and criminal elements led Maneha to the Bone Isles, a small archipelago northwest of Raid Saris. The more foolhardy pirates put up a fight, but most of them fled with a small scraps of cargo. In the end, Maneha managed to recover over half of what was stolen. One item, a small curious diving bell, went unclaimed by the conglomerate of merchants that had paid for the recovery. This gives her some experience, we get some money, and we get Ivera's diving helmet. It is plus 20 defense against poison attacks, plus 35 defense against dragon breath attacks, and -1 perception. This diving helmet appears to have been a Valiant experiment in assisting underwater exploration. Though it only holds a small amount of air, a clever magical enchantment pressurizes the bell enough to allow for deeper dives than are normally possible. What an interesting novelty.
Hey.
That was way too much Blackson.
Okay, turn off fast mode. Turn in the bounties. Oh, wait. Why did I turn off fast mode? Okay, come on. Okay, I brought you Fire Dorn's head. That's a relief. Felt like that was bound to cause trouble even if he was crazy. Here, this is for you. Just money and experience, and I'm here for the bounty on the old Dunnard Hunting Lodge. Thank Galloway and you, of course. I'll be honest, I'm worried that those fools were going to end up here and burn down the rest of the village. Okay. Afraid I don't have any more bounties.
Hey.
Now, more bounties do become available in the part 2. But for now, we are going to head back to Cadnua to deal with that Vithrak attack coming up from the Endless Paths. I'm trying to think of when I want to do the rest of the Endless Paths. I know I did through, I believe level 7. And there's 15 levels. Probably midway through Chapter 3, we'll take a break. Through Act 3, we'll take a break, go into the Endless Paths.
Not as beautiful as the Anguithan ruins near my home, but your fortress is impressive in its own little way.
Okay, good. We have completed construction of the Botanical Gardens. So let's get the hedge maze. So, what I am going to do is just poke the Vithrak. So Vithrak are they're basically mind flayers in terms of niche. They not in personality. Like personality, they can actually be reasoned with to an extent. But, you know, their powerful psionics float, live in the under catacombs. So in terms of like gameplay niche, although they don't have the brain stealing, they don't really take thralls. So it's like personality-wise, they're really nothing like mind flayers. They have these crystal eater spiders, which are nasty because they can inflict petrification, which I just inflicted on some Vithrak, making us deal double damage to them, which is very tasty since they're very squishy to begin with. Let's take out as many of these guys as we can. Bring in him. Bring more lightning. More of that. Yeah, let's have you detonate. got petrified again. Okay, good. They're dead. Yeah, I'll attack him. Alrighty. And Vithrak attack resolved. Now to see how many of my hirelings survived that.
Gores.
Loot. Vithrak brain. The large gelatinous brain of a Vithrak. Though Vithrak are known to possess impressive powers of the mind, there is no obvious source for said power on the brain's wrinkled surface.
Hey.
I think 3 people survived out of that. Yep. The Fellow of St. Wyvern, Avenger of Skane, and Warden of the Wild survived out of that. Either that or so that's all we had in the first place. The 3 and the 8 looks very similar to me, so... I don't think we really lost anyone. Let's just hire some more folks.
Hey.
Okay. Then we have this guy who's a visitor. Good tidings, my lord. I am Azuro, famed merchant, purveyor of many valuable and, dare I say, rare objects. And so I would like to remain. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you, something you'll want resolved as quickly as I'm certain. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to step forward. It's these bandits, my lord. The roads are absolutely crawling with them, and they have the local merchants in a fright. I'm having trouble filling out my stock. My suppliers say the risk is too great. Nobody wants to hear that the fineries sent out for delivery have been stolen by unwashed brigands. If I have no goods to sell, I cannot make a living, nor can I offer you the many special items normally at my disposal. I'll put an end to this. Yes, my lord. What is it you have planned? Time for the dice in Clarence Wong's head to make his decisions, as he is a very arbitrary little fellow. Bandits will be the least of the worries if those merchants don't open up the supply lines. I'm certain that they'll come around, my lord. Thank you for stepping in. Once everything is in order, I'll sure to have more goods to offer you. Well, that resolved that. Okay. So, now we are going to head back on to Defiance Bay. Yeah. Gavian wanted to hear from me. I'll get back to him eventually. Okie dokie. So, we can side with one of these 3. Gonna roll a die to see which one will be making entreaties to. House Dominel.
Hey.
So, I'm not quite sure if I've, locked off any of the factions with my actions requesting. So if it turns out, just House Dominel is, a hard pass on bringing me into the Animancy hearings, then I will just,
Not as beautiful as the Anguithin ruins near my
roll
home,
again.
but you're
And I will actually head up here to get some of the these bounties for the main game as well. Might poke a few in the travels.
Hail and well met.
The grizzled old man takes a puff from his pipe and nods at you. Was wondering when you'd be dropping by. Kids around here have been hit with more than their share of trouble of late. I'm up to my ear in bounty offers. Figure at least one of these might interest someone with your skills. One of the most recent bounties. Now I have to warn you, there's a reason these bounties are still on offer. These are tough bastards, every one of them. If you're not up to it now, feel free to come back around when you're better prepared. In the meantime, here's a good batch to start off. There's a standing bounty on Slice Cyrdel's head, of course. Then there's the forest lurker haunting the trade routes. And this ogre shaman should fetch a good price. And the last one is, War Chief Iklak. I want to know about Sly Cridell. This bounty comes all the way from New Hamar. Sly Cridell and some of his accomplices have escaped from prison there and killed 2 justiciars on the way out. The guards are itching after revenge. A man matching his description was seen near Margan's Fork. He's well armed, and I'll have his friends with him too. Tell me about the forest lurker. Let's see, where is this big forest lurker is taking up residence in the Black Meadow, just off the main road. The merchants have been calling it the Dweller, and they want it gone before it starts chewing up the caravans. I'll take on the ogre. That's one that keeps making the rounds. Nalrend the Wise. He's some kind of ogre shaman. They say he's raided a half-dozen farms all over the Deerwood. Word is he's holed up somewhere in Elmshore, though nobody who went looking has been seen since. Tell me about the War Chief. War Chief Iklak. He's a Zarup. If the name didn't tip you off, he moves around a lot, but he's known to haunt the Valewood from time to time. Folks want him dealt with before he takes up with the dragon. I'll be going.
Hey.
Okay, so let's head into Brackenbury, where House Dominel is to be found.
Not as beautiful as the Anguithin ruins near my home, but your fortress is impressive in its own little way.
There we go. Oh, sorry for the burp there.
Mines filled, edged with copper and knives. Such greed.
A young man leans against an expensive-looking gall-glass cabinet. He holds a jeweled-studded goblet in one hand and an ornate pistol in the other. He grins with wine-stained lips. He twirls his pistol around a finger and looks you up and down. You seem lost. What interest does House Dominel have in the Duke's animancy hearings? Balance. The Duke's stuck between ignorant fanatics and power-hungry soldiers, but that's the way of things at Defiance Bay. We're just trying to see that neither group gains undue influence, and if it doesn't hurt, that there's profit to be made in discord. What is House Domino's position on animancy? He laughs. We don't have one. That doesn't say they're against it, but that doesn't stop them from looting the ruins and selling runes and contraptions to the sanitarium. The Knights say they're for progress, but whose progress are they talking about? They're eyeing purse strings and positions here in Brackenbury, and word has it they've got a few pet animancy products of their own. You can see why we're content to stay out of it. Can you tell me about the hearings? Fortunately, I haven't had to sit through them myself. I am told they're much like any other meeting, plenty of yelling and posturing, but little accomplished. And while the Knights and the Dozens argue over something neither understands, they lose sight of the real problems. Grandfathers at our borders, the ever-present refugee crisis, and the Valians ready to leave us to our fate. I need an invitation to the meeting at the Ducal Palace. He sneers. And you want to worm your way into House Domino's good graces to get one, is that it? I could just worm my way into your good graces of your enemies. His eyes harden. Only someone very stupid or very brave would make those kind of threat in this house. I'm curious to find out which one you are. One of my men planned a heist, and he passed the instructions to the thieves using my personal letterhead, bearing my initials. He breaks into a smile again, but his grip has tightened around his pistol. I need that letter. The thieves are holed up in a house in Copper Lane. Fetch the missive, and we'll see about finding you a place in House Dominel. If there's nothing else, be on your way. Farewell.
Hey.
Okay. So, 2-story job. So it just says it's in
Yes.
Copper Lane. It doesn't
Hey.
really give a specific named house. So let's head over to Copper Lane. See if we can find it on the map.
All right then.
And slew the ogre with one blow. What do you
Coffee.
think?
Great. Wonderful. What? Sorry, I lost track of things when you got to the part about when you mentioned the thing.
Would you prefer it if Nirawa were facing a Stelgar? While undressed?
How about half dressed? Male on top, nothing on bottom. Tell the story like that next time.
Oh, her obvious. Dollars, Scrivener's Dormitory, Persnick, First Fires. Okay. So I'm just going to assume it is not one of the named ones. Yeah, let's just head on over. Move over here. That's the Scrivener's Dormitory. Dollar's house, Persnick's house, Goose and Fox. Oh, I think it might be this one. Right, everybody knows the plan. Up the wall and in the window. Grab the jewel from the pretty little lord. We got it. Listen, dwarf, if I have to... Lodgin, we have company. Relax. Abercon Dominell at me. He wants the letter back. The man blinks. I had no idea what you're talking about. His hand is still on the blade, but he appears to be caught off guard. I don't have time for this. Just hand it over. The thieves exchange a meaningful glance. Langdon's grip tightens around the hilt of his weapon. You've made a grave mistake coming here. Alrighty.
Brave does
My mind feels shattered.
Okay then.
Hey.
And that's the letter.
All right then.
I'll go on ahead.
Let's see what else we can find.
All done.
Gem and some cash. Book. Gem and some cash. Lore book. Now, I think he does get a bit miffed that you killed his dudes.
I can do that. All done.
But I think he also gets over it, so yeah. Alright, okay. So let's go back to the gentleman, the manor. Okay. So I think the quickest map exit is here. And into the manor house. Yes, African.
Have you procured the letter?
Here it is.
Is this blood? These were my men, you fool. I'll give you one chance to fix this.
You'll finish the job I gave my men. This should be no problem for someone of your reputation. No, I'm no thief. Then I have no use for you. Kill him. Well, that happened. Gotta love the random bullshit in Clarence's head. Oh god, even killing the servants. They can't really put up a fight.
That's how it's done.
So, if you took that quest, it would have led you to a kind of a second story job in the adjoining manor house, where you kind of like, you go with the grappling hook, you sneak up, you
All right then.
put him out, Asher. Might as well. And you kind of like send someone in sneak mode through a door, down a hall.
Hey.
Trigger a hidden mechanism to open up a secret wall, like find a gem. It's a fun little thing. But you know, now we're just wiping out house down the hall. As you do, apparently. Actually, I want to see.
Hey.
Now,
Yeah?
I'm not saying that this is an excuse to farm body count for my staff,
Consider it dead.
but it's not a bad option. We'll at least
I wish you no harm.
add you in there, Mother, to speed things up.
My mind feels sharp.
Oh, I think that killed him. Oh
What
well.
makes the...
Come on. I think
Just
that's a
say the
few-
word.
Thank you, kinda. Yeah, I think I got one of those on... oh, yep, just the one.
Hey.
Well, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. And I think at the Hermit of Hot House we have, I've earned the ire of the Dominoes and they will no longer consider working with me.
I can do that. All done.
I've never actually done this before. So, hey. This is why, you know,
What could go wrong?
I do like rolling for the responses because it just leads me to do stuff that I've never done. Or in all likelihood it would never do. I don't typically play completely arbitrary nutters,
My
so
mind feels sharp as steel.
that is the freedom that comes with Clarence Wong.
All right, then.
I can do that. All done.
That's how it's done.
That's a good ass scream. Okay, everyone but Haravia, so if you would just kind of scale back there. Ooh, Gibbs.
Hey. All right, then.
Perfect. You should have run. Parathis.
Come out.
All right, then.
The Patriarch of House Domino. A Wizard and a Cypher, it looks like. Take advantage of the Wizard being dominated to kill the Cypher. And now to kill the dominated Wizard.
Hey.
I will walk
Yep.
unseen.
I can do that.
Thought that would be trapped.
All done.
Ooh. Some good gems there and some good cash. Yep. Some spells I don't know yet. Ring of Protection. Ooh, 2 Rings of Protection. Those are just good.
Hey.
Head over here. I know there's at least one more person in this room. Might be a few more over in this bedroom. Oh yeah.
Need something?
Hey. Hey.
I'll go on ahead.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong? All done.
You know, this gives an excuse to use up all the lockpicks that I have been able to use because I haven't had any high enough mechanics to do anything. Okay.
You're not getting...
All right.
Hey.
Well, folks, we did it. We wiped out the dominoes. We solved crime.
Of course.
Ah, that's a good feeling. We solved crime. Yep. Yep. No power vacuum whatsoever. And I actually will be back in just a moment. I do need to head to the restroom, but I will be back in just one moment. Yep.
Your impersonation of a sessile vegetable is flawless.
Alright, and we are back. Ah. Good. Oh, we have a new one here. A Court of Spirits. Southwest of Gilded Vale, travelers have reported a collection of angry spirits gathering near a circle of cracked Audra pillars. Those brave enough to venture near the spirits have reported that they appear to be arguing about some long-forgotten legal matters. The locals have quickly learned to take a route that avoids the Audra pillars entirely. More than a few foreign merchants landing at Road's End have fallen victim to the shades. Let's send Sagani.
Hey,
Okay, so we can scratch House Dominell off that list, so we'll be cozying up to either the Knights or the Dozens. The Dozens! Let's see if we can work for them without utterly pissing them off. With Clarence Wong, one never knows. Back to Copper Lane, where they like to lair. Head on. Oop. I think I might talk to him on this one. Okay. So the Dozens are part of the Animancy hearings at the Ducal Palace.
someone's got to keep the blazing Crucible Knights from leading us all to ruin, and the Dominels certainly aren't doing their part. But Wolfgren's still a man of the people. He's always been sensible in other matters. He'll hear us out eventually.
I was hoping to attend the Animancy hearings with the dozens. Not after the way you handled that business with Osric. About that invitation to the Animancy hearings. Okay, so they are saying a no on that one. So it's time to go to the Crucible Knights. Who I don't think I have pissed off any. To first fires. Alrighty, into the keep. Talk to the honcho.
We just don't have the manpower. Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about Animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. Yes? Can I help you with something?
I understand that the Crucible Knights are attending the Animancy hearings at the palace.
Indeed. Duke Avar looks to the Knights for prudent counsel as well as defense. I suspect our future as a city and a nation will depend in no small part on how we handle this matter.
I need an audience with Duke Avar. I'd like to attend the meetings. If you want a favor, you better be prepared to pay your dues, and lately I've been having personnel issues.
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Haomar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
With so many newcomers, can't you just recruit more soldiers? More recruits means more training, which means more time from experienced soldiers that I don't have. Anyhow, I hardly see how this is any of your concern, but if you've got the time to ask me about it, then perhaps you've got time to do something instructive. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an Animancy scholar to build what we're calling Forge Knights, warriors that can patrol our streets without suffering fatigue, disobedience, or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at them, we don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Vienna lives with the rest of the Scriveners out in Copper Lane, but I haven't the soldiers to spare at the moment. Go to the Scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyways. Once you've brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you need. He forges and repairs all of our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. Was there something else I can do for you? Goodbye.
Hey.
Alright, so back to Copper Lane. Here and fro and here, thither, yon and weir. Come on. Into the dormitory. Find Vienna. And let's talk to the named character. By Whale's eyeless face, you are one short ogre. But why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? At last, a dear wooden who talks sense. Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf, or did you get your hands on some snowcap? He claps his hands and laughs. Snowcap. Snowcap. So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. He beams at you and nods his head. I'm looking for Vienna. I like Vienna. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange, since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat snowcap. Huh. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Andra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Celestia. No, Celestia. Celestia is the friend she's gone to meet in Andra's gift. In a house. Not a boat. North house. Empty house. Andra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. Farewell. And so to Andra's gift.
Zawa, how is it the Nalpazka are so untroubled by ridicule or self-doubt? Can such techniques be taught?
You do not have what it takes to learn.
That's ridiculous. I've always been an attentive student. I have 3 degrees.
And your nose is too big for your face.
It may be a little ungainly, but it's... Oh, I see now.
Okay, this might be the house. Or it might be one of the unlabeled ones. We'll find out together. Nope, just attics. Camping supplies. Some coppers. Ah! As you enter the room, you see several figures huddled together. They stand at attention armed, but not in matched gear like the Crucible Knights. At the center of the group, one woman looms over another, holding a flail. She snarls at the cowering figure. You've got pages of research here. You expect me to believe that this was just your scratch work? It's nothing, I promise. Just my notes. You hear the painful smack as a woman backhands her captive. We know you are meeting with the Crucible Knights. You think that they're the only ones with power in the city? They call us the dozens for a reason. Now, I won't ask you again. At a nudge from one of her men, the woman turns and sees you watching, her eyes narrow. You shouldn't be here. This ends now. Okay, so she's a priest. We got rogue and 2. Alrighty. Vienna's face is covered in bruises, and her eyes are wide with shock and relief. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Rapid, hitching breaths puncture her words. I was sure they were going to kill me. She wipes a tear from her cheek, wincing at her knuckles graze a bruise. What just happened here? I thought I was coming here to meet my friend from the Republics. It looks like I walked into a trap. She shakes her head. The dozens must have been watching me for a while. I've been working on a special project for the Crucible Knights, and they weren't exactly subtle about contacting me about this project. It deals with a rather rare branch of animancy. No offense, but I probably shouldn't get too specific without Commander Cleaver's permission. He commissioned after all. And you can see the trouble a little indiscretion has got me into. Let's get you out of here. Commander Cleaver of the Crucible Knights is waiting on my research. Not that you haven't already done a lot for me, but maybe you could take it to him. I kept it with me to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, but you can see how well that worked out. She took it from me when I arrived. Anyhow, don't wait on me. I can make my own way out of here. Okay. So, Outbreaker. Decent. Additional move speed, deflection against ranged attacks. This robust brigandine has been repeatedly reinforced by the Adirian adventurer who once owned it. Thickly padded, the armor was dubbed Arrowbreaker. It served the adventurer well until her fame and fortune made her grown complacent, and she allowed an opponent to get too close. While Arrowbreaker protected her from projectiles, it didn't provide the same protection against a mace to the side of the head, because that would need a helmet. Enter research.
Hey.
Ooh, hammer and chisel. Loot. Alright, so let's take this over to Dunstan in their Crucible Keep. Oh, Court of Spirits. Sagani was prepared to fight a mob of angry spirits in the Circle of Audra Pillars, but quickly discovered that the Shades simply wanted resolution to a number of old disputes. Surprisingly cognizant for spirits, the Shades presented their cases over several long hours. Sagani acted as the crew's arbiter, handing down decisions and putting the spirits to rest. After the last pair of bickering Shades faded into the beyond, Sagani discovered the remains of previous trespassers, including a fine belt of meditative chimes on the belt of an unfortunate monk. So experience, money, and plus 25 concentration, -1 stealth on the Belt of Chimes. The belt of meditative chimes that were once owned by a monk unfortunate enough to wander into a mob of angry spirits southwest of Gilded Vale. You recovered the belt after helping the spirits resolve their old disputes and put them to rest. Yeah. So basically, you're a lot less likely to get interrupted by -1 stealth, which... honestly, that's actually pretty good. Now, he already has good concentration from his resolve. He has a stealth of 7. Trying to think. Honestly, Grieving Mother could really use that. She doesn't have anything in her belt slot. So yeah, let's find the ding-dang thing. Enchantments. Oh, I was on page 2, that would be right. Okay. On that. Wait, I think it might be at the storeroom in the keep. Yeah, it might be at the storeroom in the keep. Although, while I'm here, I might as well get some folks some rings of protection equipped, so they're actually, doing something. Because, yeah, there's a stash at the keep that items go into. Dunstan. He's also the guy we'll go to when we reforge the Sword of Endless Paths.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Give him Vienna's research. I think this is what you've been looking for.
That's what Cleaver's been looking for anyway. If you found it, I guess I've got to start.
I'll leave you to it. Wait! Cleaver told me I'm to sell you any arms or armor you might want. You won't find better anywhere in Defiance Bay, I can promise you that.
Now, time to see if that Valian was worth all that blood and copper. I'll be damned. To be honest, even I wasn't expecting it to work this well. Back to it. Cleaver will want me to finish the rest of them. And it sounded like he has a job for you, too.
Let's see what he has for sale. Okay. Decent S-Talk. Has a Spellbound Blizzard on it. Not too bad. Hendrick's Coat. Defense against prone attacks. Defense against push. Damage reduction against freezing. Not bad. Yeah. Exceptional plate. These are 16. Adair has... Yeah, already has exceptional plate.
Hey.
So let's go talk to Cleaver again. Okay. About that invitation to the Animancer hearings. I appreciate your help in retrieving the Fortunate research, but I still need the plans delivered to the High Justice's courier. I'm afraid I can't address anything else until that's taken care of.
I've made a copy of Viana's research, and the High Justice has sent a courier to Anslog's Compass to retrieve it. The dozens have gotten too active for the courier to come to Defiance Bay, and after Viana's kidnapping, we've got to assume they know about our plans. That's why I'm sending you to deliver the research. You shouldn't be recognizable to the dozens. Yet.
You're sure you want to get yourself embroiled with this intrigue? We could always sneak a look at the research notes if we say yes. But after this, I expect they'll learn of your association with us, and they won't be too happy about it. Neither will the Dominels. Side-eye. They're trying to explain the family business, trying to expand the family business, and they resent us for standing in the way. I need someone I can trust, and you've proven your integrity, both in my service and in Defiance Bay. Consider it done.
Anslog's Compass is a small lagoon just north of Defiance Bay. Your contact will be a commander named Arenroad. She'll meet you by the docks. Return to me when you've finished. The High Justice has made the expansion of the Forge Knights his top priority, which means it's mine as well.
Alright. Now for yet more travel. How is Haravis' staff coming along? Okay, just 12 more kills in general. And for her bow, we need to rest in the lair of her Sky Dragon, which we can't even reach until Act 3. handy to Anslog's compass. Did that say one day, 24 hours and 30 minutes? Yeah, because I think technically a day is like 25 hours in this setting for whatever ding-dang reason. Okay, so he'll be there for a few more days with a special item. Oh! And let's get the woodland trails up and repaired. And that must be the dock. I'm going to turn this fast mode off, just in case we get into some Kembit. I'm going to reverse here just because...
Ready when you are.
If something spawns, it would probably be behind here, and that way our squishies aren't on the front line. You there! Did Commander Cleaver send you? Cleaver? Yes, he did.
Hail, traveler.
The woman sizes you up, squinting in the darkness. You've come from the Crucible Keep, I take it. I was told you'd have something for me. Tell me about what's happening at Fleetbreaker Castle. Her eyes narrow, but she eventually shrugs. You're obviously helping Commander Cleaver, so I suppose I can tell you. The High Justice has been gathering forces there. This mess with the legacy, the unrest, and the man-eating corpses all over Deerwood, it isn't going away anytime soon, and the dozens are using this as an opportunity for a power grab. We've got to build up strength to defend the Deerwood as well as our position here, and with these Forge Knights at our disposal, we'll be unstoppable. Here it is. Excellent. I should get this back to the High Justice before. She looks over your shoulder at the sound of approaching footsteps. Too late? Get ready. Ha-ha! Culled it. Ooh, and they have a wizard. Paidbald. The man's face is twisted into a soul. Are you mad? You hold the secrets to one of the foulest examples of animancy, and you want to hand it over to the Crucible Knights? It's an abomination. Caged souls used this weapon, and you'd give these silk stockings an army of them. He raises his axe, tightening his grip around the haft. I can't let you do this. This research must be destroyed! You'll have to go through me first. Kill them all! I decided he's, need to see... Oh! They're doing a double flank. I believe that's a priest ability. So I'm going to have Kana break off and deal with them. Haravius go to kitty cat mode. Okay. Have our backline deal with this wizard. Wizard dealt with. Focus fire, y'all. Don't you love it? I like that gun of Kana's. Boom. Erenrode wipes her blade on the linings of her cape. I'll take that as our cue to leave. With the dozens growing so bold, there's no time to waste. Give my regards to the commander, and watch your back out there.
All right, then.
Grimoire of a Dozen's Wizard. It has one spell that I can learn.
Hey.
Okay. And I believe now we can just return to... Yep, return to Crucible Keep. like the edging of the grass there. Oh my, dead bodies. Defeat the rogue Forge Knights. Okay, they're nothing too bad compared to the Ingwithan animates. Okay. And then the soul-trapped murder robots went crazy. Oh my. Okay, she's just on the move. Gonna turn fast mode off.
You're not. Leave it to me.
Just the old get 'em strategy. Oldie but a goodie. Okay, nothing in here. Hop in here. Not seeing anything. Nothing in there. So we'll try dining hall and training room. Now this is the records room. See if anyone's in the dining hall. Yep. Head into the training room. See if there's any melee going on there. Yep. Oh my, that's quite a knockback.
You're not good.
Okay, so that seems like that was all the rogue murder soul robots.
One minute, my Justiciars were training the Forge Knights. In the next, they were being cut to pieces. But the survivors owe their lives to your skill. You fought valiantly, worthy of any seasoned soldier. In fact, I'm naming you an honorary Justiciar. As a reward for your service, please accept this blade and armor, worthy of a Knight of the Crucible. If there's anything else I can do for you, you need only ask. I'll send word to Fleetbreaker Castle immediately. We clearly didn't understand the Forge Knights as well as we thought. For now, we'll have to continue recruiting the old-fashioned way.
That might be for the best. The Forge Knights were obviously too unpredictable to use safely.
Knowing how firmly you stand by your principles, I'm glad you agree with my assessment of the situation. And if I'd listened to Dunstan, none of this would have happened in the first place. I won't make that mistake again.
So we got Shame or Glory in Crucible Knight Officer Armor. Okay. About that invitation to the Animancy hearings. And I'll be glad to have you with us. Avar will no doubt find your presence persuasive, and we know all possible support to see that he gives Animancy a fair chance. I'll make sure he sees reason. Okay. So we also got a perk for that second skin, which is just a inherent +2 armor damage reduction. So, okay, yeah, this is Shame or Glory. One-handed sword unique. Plus 10 accuracy when below 50 endurance, plus 20 damage when endurance is below 50%. And plus 10 accuracy granted to an ally attacking the same target. Pretty nice. And then that's the armor. It's just basically fine full plate. This might actually be better than Whispers. Maybe. Because Whispers does give that Constitution bonus. I'll try it.
Hey.
Okay, so we're going to return to Brackenbury and speak to Lady Webb to attend them hearings, which will set in motion the closeout of Act 2. Okay, head in here. Actually gonna check. Okay, so we are pretty close to some level ups.
How fares your search?
Okay. If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you tell me everything about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming. He was all I ever wanted.
You're talking about Theos.
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
But it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me, I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
I want to discuss the animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
The Knights of the Crucible have accepted me into their delegation.
Good. Avar Wolfgren looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the leaden key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
Farewell.
Hey.
Alright, now we head back to First Fires in the Ducal Palace to enter the animancy hearings. Okay, head into the Ducal Palace. Yep. It seems we have assassins. One of which is a honkin' big wizard. Alrighty then.
Better try something else.
Written on the scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone you've known to have associated with in your brief time in Deerwood.
Hey.
Nothing worthwhile.
Hey.
Okey-doke. Go to the upper floor. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiffer in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominel, casual, watching with the Predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academic robes, with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more. Animancy goes, or this country goes.
So you admit, Master Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
His work was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Anzo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Okay. Those who know me around here know me to be fair in judgment. Captain Azo should be held guilty.
Exactly. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar. You turn a blind eye, and look what happens.
The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of animancy, but an ancient device in Terra Nuith.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Look me in the eye and tell me I'm a liar, Your Grace.
I cannot. Not without risk of making a liar of myself. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Terra Nuith houses an Gwithan machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead. Do you think that was the machine's purpose, or just a dire side effect? Connor shudders. But then, why would the Ingwithans build such a machine at all?
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
I have reason to believe that there were others at the tower who might have done this.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge. It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house.
That's not
We
sanitary.
don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
The grieving mother reaches towards your mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Weidwin's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Cadman Ozzel's downfall was their work, as was the tower on Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. The dull muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Eaglanfoth, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madame. I expect better from a knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Oh, I love these dice. The Leaden Key is very real. They are foreigners from Erdir and Viserys, who hate Deerwood and want to see it suffer.
Now that's the first thing you said that makes some sense.
Please, this is pandering.
Is it so hard to believe that our historical enemies would conspire against us? The legacy started on the heels of the Saints' War, and Erdir has been trying to reclaim us since Admeth Hadret's days.
We've been saying they couldn't be trusted. No one listened. Now look where we are.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Weidwin's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Okay. The Animancers of Deerwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
The arguments for and against Animancy are both strong in their own way. I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No, wait!
Stop this! At once!
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
The words, "Shall I end it for you," ring in your ears. You find yourself grasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide, circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel, overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruin. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open and her words are between strangled breaths, but they are steady, unbroken.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant, who begins untying her from the wheel. Clarence Wong was granted to Dominion of the Sleepers. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. The grieving mother hovers over you with wide, fearful eyes. We are surrounded by spears of rage and fear. We must flee. Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumping against the wall. He is trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still.
Ready when you are.
So we have ourselves a new Watcher ability. The Watcher peers into the sleeping memories of previous lives, drawing upon their power to enhance all of his or her attributes. So for 24 seconds, it's just like +2 to everything.
Hey.
Pretty nifty. Okay, let's get to Brackenbury. Oh, and Woodland Trails is built. Right, Hollow Hearth.
You must gather your party before...
And the mob's burning the sanitarium. Oh, look, blood in the fountain. Yay. It's not theft anymore.
I can do that. All done.
Okie dokie. Lady Webb lies and still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash on her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out for it. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Though the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullets. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak.
I was a fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulsive reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes. Simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seen for the first time and draw your last breath as black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Okay, and we are now into Act 3. And we have some levels. So Clarence is now at level 12. So in the base game of Pillars of Eternity, it only went to level 12. With the White March, it goes up to 16. But yeah, for some reason, 12 was the level. Ooh, some mechanics. Very nice. And what spell? Yeah, it's going to be Sitzel's Martial Power. Caster temporarily sacrifices arcane power for martial might. Wizard gains bonus to deflection, accuracy, might, constitution, and dexterity, but becomes unable to cast spells or switch grimoires for the duration of the spell. So for 36 seconds, you get a good bonus here, and +8, which is nice, but eh. Okay, talent. It's going to be a class talent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So roll the d20. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Aspirant's Mark. Let me actually see if I already have one of these. I'll take it. think Clarence might already have had
Just
one
say
of
the
those.
word.
Yeah. He already had the Gallant's focus. But hey, it's what I rolled, so. Okay, roll for skills on Heravius. That's going to be lower. Wait, no. That's mechanics. I rolled a 7. D10 using it as a D5. It's always tricky. Utility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So roll our D10. That is a 3. Shot on the run. Less ranged recovery while moving. Yay. Okay.
Hey.
The floods have receded. The path through Stormwell Gorge is open. Wow. What do you know? Okay, so real quick, we are going to head back to Cadnuma. Both to talk to that merchant who has a special item on sale and to grab things from the item stash. He's here for one more day.
Not as beautiful as the Anguithin ruin.
Let's head on in. Yeah, this is where all the items show up. That's like all the money collected, and also just some random crafting materials as well. I do want to equip this to Grieving Mother. Yep, the Bell of Chimes.
Hey.
I have heard terrible things. I worried you would not return. Is it true that there are riots in Defiance Bay, and that Avar Wolfgren has been slain?
Yes, and I'll make Theos pay for what he's done. I'm sure you will, my lord. And how much does he deserve it? May the gods carry his every step. I am glad, above all, that you are unharmed. I can only hope that Defiance Bay recovers. Farewell. Okay, so where's the merchant? Zero. No wonder Dear Road is full of illiterate alcoholics. All the good books to read have been hidden here. Yet another reason to love Heravius. Barracks, dungeons, treasury.
It seems your fame is spreading. I have heard travelers speaking of your accomplishments in Defiance Bay.
There's the stay of the keep. Word of Cadnum is spread far and wide. I'm expecting we'll be receiving visitors from every corner of the world soon. Thank you, my lord. This keep only reflects what you've done for us. A monument, if you will. I've kept you too long, haven't I? I'll give you a report. Okay. Where is the dude? Maybe he's on the grounds?
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
It says he left. So maybe... No idea. So for right now, actually, I'm going to call the stream here. I know it's a bit of a shorter stream, but I am still recovering from a cold, and I've been having to mute a lot just to like sneeze and blow my nose. And I can still feel the phlegm working up. So hopefully tomorrow, knock on wood, I will be doing a Persona stream. I do kind of want to catch up for some of the streams I missed last week from while I was down. Because I really do enjoy doing this. I enjoy entertaining folks and going through some of my favorite games. But anyways, I'll be putting a hard save in here. And seeing if there's anyone to raid. Nope, not particularly. As always, I will be uploading the VOD to my YouTube channel, Ambiguous Influence. Same here as the Twitch. If you liked the stream, give it a follow. All the content creator stuff I'm supposed to say and all that. But yeah, I hope to see you at the next stream. And hope you have a wonderful night now, folks. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye.